Now, your forecast first, sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Take a good, hard look at that beautiful sunset. Is the last sunset where temperatures are in the 80s that I think that we're going to have for quite some time. So take it in and enjoy. We've got a cold front set to move through tomorrow. It's going to drive our temperatures back down, but it is beautiful out here tonight. Still 76 in Champaign, 79 in Effingham, and 78 in Springfield. And it's a little breezy out there. Still some winds gusting 20 to 30 miles an hour. That's our Neal Street camera. Pretty nice, upper 60s, but major changes for tomorrow. We'll share with you what those are when we come back. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now on WCIA 3 News.
Police have been looking for the driver in a deadly hit and run, and tonight they have someone in custody. And a home burned to the ground with one person missing, where 2 days later they ended up finding his body.
And it was a morning drive that several people won't soon forget. What happened when they saw that car roll into the pond?
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 6.
We were able to file charges and have him in custody.
A man turned himself in for a deadly hit and run in Mahomet. Tonight, we know more about what led up to his arrest. Good evening, I'm Paul Cicchini.
And I'm Jessica Coons. 41-year-old Robert O'Malley is facing a charge in the death of Dr. Bill Shue. This crash happened on Sunday, October 11th on Route 150. WCIA 3's Jennifer Jensen is live outside of the Champaign County Sheriff's Office. And Jennifer, it was a picture of a car that eventually helped lead to this arrest.
Jessica, police released a surveillance image of a white Mustang that was involved in that crash. And the crucial evidence that identified this car was a broken side view mirror that was left at the scene. Police say the night the crash happened, 3 bicyclists were riding down the side of Route 150. 2 of them were hit by a vehicle that left without stopping. A warrant for O'Malley's arrest went out last night, and today he turned himself in to police. The state's attorney said his Mustang was found in a building owned by his family. O'Malley is charged with leaving the scene of a personal injury accident that resulted in death.
The leaving the scene charge carries a much higher penalty than reckless homicide would, and the evidence does not support a first-degree murder charge, which would require an actual intent to harm, cause injury, or in fact cause death to the individual.
We reached out to Bill Shue's family to hear from them on this arrest, but their lawyer said they have no comment. O'Malley does have a prior criminal history. Tonight at 10 on WCIA, we'll share more about his background and also more on this case. Live in Urbana, I'm Jennifer Jensen, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
All right, Jennifer, we'll see you again at 10. Thank you. Now, last night, we told you a man was questioned by police about this case. He has a similar car to the one police were looking for. That man is not the same person who was taken into custody today. A Champaign County jury found a Chicago man guilty of predatory sexual assault of a child. A then 10-year-old said Caribe Jones forced her to commit sex acts in 2018. He was in a relationship with the child's mother. A second victim said he did the same thing to her in Indiana. He faces up to 60 years in prison when sentenced. We have a follow-up for you tonight out of Paris. A man's remains have been found after a fire there.
It happened on Monday near South Central and West Elizabeth. After 2 days of searching, the body of Larry Aerosmith was found inside. WCIA 3's Jamie Mays joins us now. So, Jamie, what do we know about how Aerosmith died?
Paul, the coroner said the cause of death was an accident. It is believed that Aerosmith was trying to get out of the apartment when he was overtaken by high temperatures and smoke from the fire. The stress of that caused him to go into cardiac arrest. People who lived inside that building say they're shocked by what happened. Bobby Turner lived in these apartments, but on Monday he was next door at his girlfriend's house when a neighbor started knocking.
Jeremiah said, "Look, Bobby, the apartment's on fire." I said, "Oh my God."
Turner's belongings were burning in the flames.
Everything was in there done destroyed. smoke and everything destroyed it.
When firefighters got to the scene, they were told no one was home, but then later learned that someone was there.
The flames were coming out really heavy. And we was all saying we hope Larry's not in there.
Larry Aerosmith was inside. First responders thought he made it out, but had not checked in with his family yet. Crews searched all around the building and in the surrounding area, but could not find him. The chief stated they would not have left the scene if they believed Aerosmith was there. The state fire marshal found his remains 2 days later.
He's a nice guy.
It was shocking bad, because everybody around here knows him.
Now Bobby Turner says he's lost a home.
I don't know where I'm going to go.
And a family is now without a loved one.
No one should have to die that way. I just pray that they are okay, you know, 'cause I know they're hurting.
The family posted a message on Facebook. It says, in part, we would like to thank the Paris Fire Department for finding our loved one and giving us closure. We know there are a lot of opinions going around about how you did your jobs. However, nobody knows what the situation was like. We appreciate your efforts. Live in the newsroom, Jamie Mays, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
Good that that family can get some comfort. Obviously a tragic situation. Jamie, thanks. Corn Belt firefighters are investigating a garage fire, and this one was a bit more dangerous than most. It happened in Champaign County at County Road 600 East and County Road 2400 North. The garage was filled with live ammunition. Neighbors say they could hear the pops. Luckily, no one was hurt. Firefighters say they don't know what caused that fire.
Police continue to investigate after 2 people were killed in a head-on crash. This happened last night on Route 45, just south of Rantoul. Police say 67-year-old Stephen Block from Urbana was traveling south in the northbound lanes. He collided with 28-year-old Christina Freeman Mann from Rantoul. Both were pronounced dead at the scene. A 29-year-old passenger was rushed to the hospital with life-threatening injuries. Several people are being credited with helping save a woman's life after she drove her car into a pond. This happened in Champaign this morning near an apartment complex on Interstate Drive. People saw that car fully submerged in the water. 3 of them dove in and pulled her to safety. The Champaign County dive team pulled the car out of that retention pond. Police say a medical issue may have been a factor in that crash.
Here's an update now regarding the coronavirus outbreak we've been following at Lincoln's Challenge Academy in Rantoul. Another 35 cadets and 7 more staff are now COVID-19 positive. All are either asymptomatic or have minor symptoms. This makes a total of 65 cadets and 8 staff who have or have had the virus. 8 cadets and 1 staff member have recovered. Let's take a look at the statewide positive COVID case numbers now as they continue to grow. There are almost 5,000 new confirmed cases in the last 24 hours. That makes over 360,000 total. The 7-day rolling positivity rate remains at 5.7%. 44 more people have died. Illinois has now lost almost 9,400 people to the coronavirus. The lawyer for State Representative Darren Bailey is trying to hold the governor in contempt of court. A judge in Sangamon County did not vacate an order from Clay County this summer, saying Governor Pritzker couldn't issue consecutive executive orders, but the judge said the governor's case could return if strengthened. The governor's office said in a statement, quote, "This was a legally baseless motion the first time Mr. DeVore filed it, and it hasn't improved with age."
It's been on the wish list for many Central Illinois shoppers. What superstore officially opened its doors to a waiting crowd this morning?
Also tonight.
It was beyond what I ever could have imagined.
His dream was to go flying, the feel-good story of how that came true for a very special young man.
If you look up to the sky, you can see the trails from jets flying all across over the top of us in Central Illinois. That's what those little streaks are, leaving behind those jets that little bit of a hint of flying through the sky. 80 and 61. Your highs and lows. That was actually not a record today, but it came close. Gusty winds. When will they die down? We'll talk about storms for tomorrow and how the temperatures take a big drop when we come back.